We're trying to track down a male porn star from the 90s who just got released from jail. And basically, like, some bloods that we know attacked him with eggs on the street, and there was a viral video of it, and we're trying to get in touch with him, but apparently he's, like, too much of a streetwalker at this point to have, like, social media or anything. I don't know.
Wow.
It's a whole thing. But we also suspect that he might have been forbidden from creating an OnlyFans or social media profiles by the judge, because we had somebody, I don't know if we believe it, but who told us that he has 10 rape charges.
And do judges forbid people from making OnlyFans? Is there precedent for this?
Maybe on parole or probation.
Right? Like, while you're on parole, maybe they could forbid you from doing it. Just because I don't see any reason why he wouldn't have started OnlyFans, considering he seems kind of hard up for money. My other theory is that he has AIDS. I don't know.
And that would prevent you from starting an I guess I don't know much about male OnlyFans performers.
Oh, we should start there. Let's start there. Are we recording?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't. Well, we exist.
Oh, you're all on OnlyFans?
Oh, I'm on there. Yeah.
Okay. How much money do you make?
I shall not answer that. Top 0.01%.
Top 0.0. Okay.
Yeah.
I have like a graph that shows what that is equivalent to. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you've done that work.
Or is that kind of outdated though?
We've talked about that, but never knew that anybody actually did the science.
Yeah, I did a survey of a bunch of OnlyFans girls and what incomes corresponds to what. But again, this is outdated, and so as like incomes rise, then the percentage changes.
Can we talk about the inequality in the adult industry where the guys like clearly has the harder job but gets paid way less? I really feel like we need to speak out for all the men out there.
Yeah, where's the gender equality?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can get behind that.
Well, I mean,
it's not the hill I want to die on, but it is a hill I want to spend a little bit of time on.
Well, to be fair, ultimately, I like the free market, and clearly, people are valuing male and female labor differently in the sex industry.
It's true. It's not about how hard the job is, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's about how hard the dick is.
And the scarcity. Mm-hmm. You know, it's.
Although I just did a study on, so I had somebody scrape the data from an escort listings website.
Okay.
So I have, a bunch of data about like what people describe themselves as, what their physical attributes are, their gender. And I was shocked to find that the male escorts don't charge that much less than the female ones. Like a high-end male escort charges around as much as like an average female escort. And to be fair, there might be selection bias, like maybe the guys who aren't like super jacked and willing to like get hard no matter what. Maybe they're not listing themselves as escorts, but
I think it's partially like a scarcity issue where there are a lot of attractive women who are willing to have sex for money, and with men, I feel like it's just not really like a coveted position. Like a lot of the dudes who do this, they hide it. They don't want you to know.
Wait,
about that.
I feel like it's way higher status for a man to be like, hey, I get paid to have sex. People pay me to have sex with them.
I think deep down, all men kind of look at other male sex workers as kind of bitch made. And I might be saying that because I have a little bit of a selection bias towards the hip hop community and the black community, in which like I see the way it is for the porn star dudes. And it's like they get respect because they're making a good amount of money. They're fucking all these girls. So it's like there's an amount of admiration they get from their community for that. But then it's also looked at as a little taboo and a little weird. But that's porn star. Stripper, I mean, those guys are making a shitload of money. They're tons of girls. Ain't no cool black dudes out here bragging about being a stripper, even though some of them do it. But they don't want to put it on Front Street.
Normally, all the podcasts I'm on are typically really tech heavy, like Silicon Valley, whatever. And I don't think I've ever talked to somebody who feels like they might know more about the sex industry than I do in some areas.
Well, we're here. Yeah. Because I was watching you with the dudes, the trigonometry dudes or whatever. And that was funny because it's like there's so much shit that they had to like grill you on that I was just like, oh my God, are you fucking serious? Like when you're saying like I feel like I would feel more dehumanized working in a factory than being a sex worker, and to them that's like mind-blowing, and I'm like, of course.
Wait, so do you have run-ins with like conservative crowds? Like when you post your shit online, do like the right conservative people get horrified at you?
Well, I'm gonna be real with you. I feel like my time doing porn never got any blowback from the conservative community, and then I let my wife get fucked by one African American man, and boom, I'm like the enemy of the conservatives, even though I feel like I'm pretty, center politically. Now, I am certainly center left. I am a Kamala voter, or I shall be. But I mean, it was kind of crazy to see that just happen instantaneously. Even though I already had like existing relationships with a lot of, the whatever pod and the fucking Fresh and Fit, and even like I get on stream with Aiden Ross and Andrew Tate as a result of that whole situation. And Andrew Tate.
So this was a situation. Your wife, a black guy, was.
So we've been doing porn for a while.
Oh, yeah.
We get married, and like 2 months later, we totally unrelated to the marriage part. She does her first ever scene with another guy, who just so happened to be a gigantic black man.
And then you become a cook, obviously.
This began a very interesting career arc for me, in which I was treated like a really, truly sick individual.
Dude, people can't handle, dudes especially cannot handle the concept that you could be okay with like somebody that you love having sex with somebody else. I think it's like a typical mind fallacy thing. Like people are pretty good at being like, okay, so I'm straight, you're gay. I can't imagine how you would like having sex with men. But
right.
like, I'm going to like kind of try and imagine it. And then they do it enough and then we seem to be fine with gay people now. But this is not extended whatsoever to open relationships in this sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Although I would say that like the vast majority of the people who are shitting on me for the whole cuck thing probably are the same crowd that would be angered by, somebody choosing to be in a gay relationship or whatever.
Oh, yeah?
I think, yeah, it was like primarily coming from the right. When I would see like larger left-leaning publications or commentators, YouTubers talk about it, it would usually be like a very brief conversation. Like somebody like Destiny talks about it, and it's like a fucking 30-second conversation where it's like, yeah, I mean, if it makes him happy, sure, that's cool.
Yeah, he's way more tolerant about stuff like that.
He's a freakazoid, zestophile. I don't
Zestophile?
know. Zestophile. I don't actually mean that, because that's just something somebody called me on here one time that it just really stuck in my brain.
Does it mean like you're spicy?
In hip hop,
because he's very spicy.
Zesty has become like a pretty popular stand-in for like gay or gay presenting ish.
Okay, I just assumed it was. Where am I, by the way? So I feel like I entered a different world here. Like, okay, so for one,
wow, that's crazy.
I feel like it's actually slightly intimidating, because normally I have like this kind of weird thing to pull out of my hat, which is like, oh, I have sex, and everybody goes like, gasps and clutches things.
Okay.
And I'm like very chill about it.
So you don't know anything about me?
Well, I watched some of your interviews, but I didn't get the fact that you did porn from that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I come from the BMX world. I rode BMX bikes for 10 years. Then I ran this really big BMX website and YouTube channel and shit for like 10 years. Then at some point, I started interviewing BMX riders. I switch over into interviewing rappers and shit, and like a lot of porn stars and stuff too. Then 2016, I get into a relationship with this girl, Lena, who like very soon after I get into a relationship with her, she ends up becoming one of the biggest OnlyFans girls. And then she kind of like gets more into the porn side of things with me. We start a podcast called Plug Talk, available only plugtalk.com, which we interview a different girl every week and then have sex with her on camera.
Oh, that's great.
Right.
Oh, that warms my heart.
We invented this concept.
That's lovely. Does it do well?
Yeah.
Nice.
Can't complain.
Okay.
I don't even have my own personal OnlyFans. I do everything through the Plug Talk thing.
That's fantastic.
But yeah, that's my whole deal. And now at this point, we're like 3 years in, so I guess we've shot like 150 scenes on Plug Talk, and then however many other shit for OnlyFans and all that kind of stuff.
That's great.